Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for most of the month of January using the January monthly kit from Sweet Kawaii Design. I will be planning from January 6th through February 2nd, so I'll be able to show you how I use this kit for 4 full weeks. I'm going to start by putting down the bottom washi on all 4 weeks. When there are 2 similar colors, I do like to alternate those, and generally I like to put my favorite color on the 4th week. So in this case, I will be alternating the 2 purple shades, and then I decided to use pink on the 4th week. I have been trying to be really picky about the monthly kits that I purchase, especially because I will be using them for 4 weeks. So I definitely want to make sure that I love the kits, and this one is so adorable. I love everything about it, the colors, the penguins, all of the little details that she put in these stickers. Somehow she made this really beautiful glittery icicle looking effect on the stickers. So this one was definitely an easy one for me to commit to. I am trying to show you my process whenever I have a monthly kit. I do like to lay all 4 weeks down at once because I want to make sure that the stickers are evenly distributed. After laying down the bottom washi, I like to go through and remove the backing of 4 of the sticker sheets so that I can distribute the main stickers across 4 different weeks. Not only do I make sure that the number of stickers is even across the 4 weeks, but I also want to make sure that there is a pretty even variety of colors. The stickers that I'm focusing on dividing up right now are the blank weekly schedules, the half boxes, full boxes, and the quarter boxes. There usually isn't a perfectly even number of stickers, so some weeks will get an extra half box and other weeks will get an extra full box. But having these main stickers divided helps a lot once I actually start planning each week. And I really enjoy this part of my planning process. I've always loved moving stickers around, and even when I was young, I had a sticker book and I would spend hours organizing all of my stickers. But this will also save me a lot of stress later on. Now I'm moving on to the date covers, and I had such a hard time with these rounded corners. This is probably my biggest annoyance with the new Erin Condren planners. It seemed so impossible to get these stickers down straight. But then when I moved on to the next page, I tried to put the header down first, and it was so much better. I hope I can remember this in the future because this saved me so much time. But once I was relieved that this was easier, I went straight to the sidebar. I do like to mix up the sequence of how I place stickers down just a little bit because putting down 4 weeks worth of headers can be pretty tedious, so I do like to mix it up with the sidebar stickers. And learning from last week, the spacing is going to be a bit different than I'm used to, and I learned that I need to put a little bit of a space in between each sticker. But since I have one less habit tracker than last week, I do have a bit more space. And I thought about putting down a header, but I saw these adorable snowflake banners that filled up the space perfectly. And throughout the different weeks, I will be rearranging the placement of this snowflake banner just to give a little bit of variety. Now I'm going to continue with this week's date covers. And as far as the headers, for the first week, I like to go in the order that they come in. In the Kawaii kits, you get enough for 3 a day every day, but in the monthly kit, she only gives you 1 full sheet of the headers. So going into it, I already know that I don't have enough for 3 a day every day. To start off, I like to have 2 a day every day, and then I will add more headers as I can. So for the next week's headers, I am alternating a purpley shade every other day, and in between I am putting the other 3 colors, which are blue, pink, and green. I remember a few years ago, the only functional stickers that I would buy were the date covers, and I would have so much fun placing the date covers down for entire months. So I am very thankful that I am now able to purchase these big, beautiful kits and fill up my planner with all these adorable stickers. Now for this week's sidebar, I do want the snowflakes above the full box on the bottom, so I'm going to have to start with the top stickers before I can get the spacing right for the snowflakes. Then I'm going to go through and finish the rest of the sidebars and date covers. Almost 3 years ago, I subscribed to the now Kawaii kit, but back then it was called the mystery kit. And as soon as I received my kit in the mail, I would go through and pick 4 weeks from 3 or 4 different months and lay down the stickers. Of course, I never had the right numbers for all 4 weeks since they were in different months, so I would always have to do some planner magic and put some other stickers over those date covers to make them have the correct numbers. But for some reason, I was so against having all of the mystery kit for 1 month. I thought that I would get bored of having the same kit over and over, one right after another, and it honestly took me a while until I even tried out the monthly kit for an entire month. The reason I even considered it was because one day I was going through my son's baby book and I was trying to fill out some of his milestones. You're supposed to write down the date of certain milestones, like when they roll over, when they crawl or walk, or when their teeth come out. And in my planner, I do like to keep track of big milestones and memories like that for my kids. So when I was going through my planner and trying to see what exact date my son was crawling or rolling, I could remember which kit I used to write down those milestones, but I didn't know which month it was in, and I would go crazy looking through every month and flipping through because I also didn't know where in the month those kits were, and that really drove me crazy, knowing what kit it was in but not where it was located in my planner. So that's when I realized that maybe if I had one kit for the entire month, it would be easy for me to find certain things that I'm looking for and know where it is in my planner. The first monthly kit that I purchased and used for the entire month was actually last February. I absolutely fell in love with that kit, and I loved it even more when I used it for that month in February. And I was consistent with monthly kits all the way up until August, and that's when I really started my YouTube channel. And for the holidays, I generally like to stay away from monthly kits because there are so many cute weekly kits that come out for the holidays. But I'm hoping that for most of the year, at least up until September, I will be able to use monthly kits. One of the nice things about using monthly kits is that if you are trying to use 4 weeks for every month, sometimes there will be an extra week that falls between 2 months and doesn't exactly fit in either month, but I'm able to use one of my weekly kits, so I'm not completely limited to only using monthly kits, but I can also incorporate weekly kits throughout my planner as well. Now I'm going to be adding the checklists, and I love these types of checklists because you can add them to any color header. I will be able to use 4 of these snowflake checklists in every week and 2 scallop checklists. For the short scallop checklists, I will just be adding those wherever they fit. As far as the layout, I am focusing on covering up the bottom section where there is the hexagon. And since I don't have 7 of one sticker, I do want to have a variety of sizes of stickers to cover this bottom section. And since I'm only using 2 headers for every day, I do have a similar approach for the middle section. I am mostly using half boxes and quarter boxes, but I am trying to stagger it a little bit and leave some white space for some icons that I can add throughout the week. For the next week, the first thing I am deciding is where my full boxes are going. This time I do want the weekend to be a bit more cohesive, so I am putting both full boxes on the bottom. And to have a little bit of variety with the checklists, I am starting with focusing on having the weekly checklists all at the top. And since I have at least 5 half boxes, I decided to use those instead of my headers right underneath the checklist for the weekdays. And I could use the remaining half box and some of the quarter boxes to fill in the bottom section. Then I decided that I really liked having the weekend banner at the top. So I went back to the first week and I moved some stickers around so that I would have room for the weekend banner. Now I'm going back to fill in some of these lines with headers. One of the highlights of the month that actually happened during this week was that my 1.5-year-old got his first haircut. We went to a kids salon about an hour away, and Benny was able to get his first haircut in one of the cute little cars. For PJ's first haircut, we were in South Carolina, and we ended up taking him to the same barber that did my husband's hair. It was primarily for military members because it was so close to base. But luckily, we heard that there was a stylist there that was really good with children, and she was amazing with PJ. For the first couple of haircuts, I did have to sit with him and provide some comfort during the haircut, but Benny was completely fine going into the little car on his own. I think it definitely helped having the environment that is a bit more interesting to kids. I felt kind of bad because there were a lot of other kids in there that were crying and screaming, and Benny looked like he was expecting it to be painful because he was making a little bit of a face, but overall he did really well. As soon as the first cut was made on his hair, he already looked completely different to me. He had pretty long, straight hair, and now he looks like such a handsome little boy. It is crazy how much older they look after they get their first haircut. I wanted to wait to get his first haircut until he was 1.5 years because that was the age when we got PJ's first haircut, and it's just fun to be able to compare the pictures when they are exactly the same age and going through the similar experience. PJ was born in August and Benny was born in July, so when we are going through the different holidays, I have been able to take similar pictures with the same outfits, and I love having those side-by-side comparisons. Of course, they are so different from each other, but I also love seeing the similarities in them. As you can tell from each week, I'm just trying to make it a little bit different from the other weeks. And of course, I'm using the same stickers, so I'm not trying to do anything outrageous, but I just like to have a little bit of variety from week to week. So in this particular week, I am staggering the checklist, and I also made an effort to not keep all of the full boxes on the bottom. I had noticed that I did that in the previous week, so I wanted to make sure that it was different in this way for this week. I have also been adding some of the icons that are in the kit throughout the weeks, and it's funny because I've already moved every single grocery bag from Monday to Tuesday because it has just worked out that that was a better day for me to go. The idea was that I would come up with a meal plan for the week on Sunday night and write down my grocery list, but it always ends up happening on Monday instead. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that my husband usually works from home on Monday, so he is there to help me brainstorm ideas for our meal plan. And we've also had things come up like my mom inviting us for dinner, so then we end up having an extra meal to use on Monday. I originally thought that I wanted to go to the store on Mondays because my husband would be able to watch the kids and I'd be able to go by myself, but I have really been enjoying going to the store with both of them. For a while, when I was going to the store by myself, I would hold Benny in the baby carrier and PJ would be in the cart. And that transition from PJ walking beside me to Benny being in the cart was a little bit rough at first, but I think PJ just needed to get used to the routine, and now he loves the independence of walking. And I will give him the beginning of our grocery list so that he can help me find what we need, and we just make a fun day out of it whenever we go to the store now. And Benny has always been the easiest little guy to take anywhere, and I'm hoping that continues. But he is really just happy helping put things into the cart. So I'd say that we're definitely in a good place as far as grocery runs, but I will say that it probably takes about double the amount of time that it would take me to go by myself, and add a little more time to that when you include the time it takes to get them ready to get into the car. So that takes up a good chunk of our Tuesdays. For most of the month, I don't really know what we're doing. I am just setting these up so that I can fill them in and move things around if I need to. But for the last week of January, I knew that we had my sister-in-law's birthday on the 31st, and I also knew that the Super Bowl was happening that weekend. The exciting thing is that my husband's team, and actually also my sister-in-law's team, is the 49ers, and they will be playing in the Super Bowl. So we are planning to have some sort of Super Bowl party. We will be having it at my parents' house because they have cable, and it's just a lot easier to not mess with trying to stream it on the day of. And my sister-in-law is supposed to spend the weekend with us, so we will hopefully be able to celebrate her birthday. It's just exciting that they will be together to watch their team play in the Super Bowl. I am personally not a huge football fan. I am more interested in watching hockey, but I do watch the Super Bowl every year. And I do want to support my husband and his team this year, so that is pretty exciting. I know my boys are going to love the energy of the Super Bowl, and I hope it's going to be positive energy, but we will see. The game actually starts during their nap time, so I'm going to try to slowly adjust their nap time to be a little bit earlier, so hopefully by the halftime show they will be awake. Let me know if you guys have any fun plans for the Super Bowl, or if you even plan on watching it. Now I'm just going through the different pages and trying to fill in space with some of the leftover stickers that I have. Most of them are the small scallop checklists, but I also cut down some of the larger checklists so that they will fit better. Let me know if you like seeing all 4 weeks in one video. I really didn't want to make 4 different plan with me videos using the exact same kit, so I wanted to try this out and let me know what you think of it. Do you think that I should skip through showing you how I put on the date covers for every single week and maybe even some of the sidebar? Or would you prefer if I did 4 separate videos? I do plan on using every sticker by the time the month is over. But here are the 4 weeks and here are all of the stickers I have left. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.